I want to thank Maria for going above and beyond the extra mile as our intern. So appreciative. Thank you to my family. My wife could not be here. So I thank her, my kids, my mother, anybody in my family, friends who just supported me throughout this. As someone who's gone back to school at a later age. To my fellow classmates. From the initial class until now, I've come to see that Mondays and Wednesdays have been like family night. Like we've been like a family. It's gonna be weird without you guys. I might have to just Zoom you anyway. But this is our time to remember everything that we've learned from Clemente and everything that we've learned from each other. It's our time to apply everything that we've learned to better our communities and young people. And it's time to celebrate our achievements as well throughout this. So a few weeks ago I was in a store and they have the class of 2021 merchandise everywhere because it's graduation time. Normally I'm like, okay. And I saw it and I said, oh man, that's us. That's me, that's you guys, we're the class of 2021. It's pretty incredible. So I'm proud of all of us. And you know, the journey isn't really over, it's just beginning. So I'm excited to see where we all go. So thank you guys.
Everyone knows when I write something, I write a lot. So it's only 14 pages, but it's really big print. So that I could see it. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. These are words of Billie Joe Armstrong from the song Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. Life gives us many tests on our journey through life. Some of those tests we pass with flying colors. Others we fail. We're given the test over and over again along our journey until we learn a lesson. Passing that test is a sign of our growth as humans and our maturity. I have passed many tests in my life and I have failed many too. I have learned from those tests, some of which I passed quickly, others it took me a long time to understand. My education was one of them. I attended Brockton Public Schools starting first grade in 1974 at the Huntington School. I was quiet and very shy, and I really did not enjoy school. I did not make friends easily. I went to South Junior High and then Brockton High School. School was a struggle for me. At Brockton High, there were only 3 classes I truly enjoyed. One was woodshop, and I still have the wood frame mirror I made back in the early 80s. The second was graphic arts. I still use a few of the tips I learned from Mr. Peck. The third class was comparative political economic system social studies. I put my all in that class and I was a B student. And I still have one of the papers I wrote because I received an A. And it was the only A I received in high school. I struggled so much with high school that I was retained my sophomore year. If I thought being a sophomore in high school was hard, it was worse the second time around. I was not a troublemaker by any means. Remember, I was shy. I didn't know how to speak up for myself to get the help I truly needed to succeed. My parents tried to help. I was so stubborn. I knew everything, like all teenagers do. For me, I decided to leave school when I was 16. My parents were not happy with me at all. But I promised them, and myself, I would get my GED that following October, and I did. At the time, my goals were to have a job, and I worked in offices. My other goals were to be a wife and mother. I met those goals and was blessed with a son and daughter. While raising the children, especially my son, I saw many similarities between my younger self and him. He was diagnosed with ADD. I think I had this as a child, but no one knew. No one knew what that diagnosis was back then. Perhaps it was the reason I did not fare well in school. Both of my children graduated from Brockton High School. It was a very, very proud moment for me because I did not have the honor of walking the field and receiving my diploma in 1986, but my kids did in 2013. My high school equivalent diploma came in the mail from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in 1987, and I have never really felt proud of it. A few years ago, I sat in an auditorium in Philadelphia and watched my daughter walk the stage when she received her bachelor's degree in culinary science. I envied her. I began thinking that I would like to have a college degree. I put the thought aside, thinking I was never a good student, so why bother? My life went through many changes, my children becoming adults and moving out of state, divorce, working to take care of me for the first time in my life, because I only had myself to depend on. Still, the idea of college was in the back of my mind and would poke its little head out every now and then to remind me I wanted it. I remember telling my then 89-year-old mother I wanted to try a college class or two at Massasoit. She said, do it. No one can ever take your education away from you. At the time, I didn't have the confidence and put it off because I didn't think I would be able to do college work. We know now I was wrong. When the opportunity to enroll at Stonehill College through the Clementi program arose, I jumped at the chance. I thought, 5 classes of varying subjects. I need to do this. The credits from Stonehill helped make the decision easier. It was an offer I could not pass up. At the age of 52, I was starting college. I like to read, but novels by Nora Roberts were always at the top of my list. Authors such as Martin Espada, Robert Wright, Leslie Marmon Silko, and Edward Danica were unknown to me until now. Comparing the works of various authors was important to understanding not only the eras, the characters and their stories, but also the author's life experiences that helped them create their artwork through words. I thought myself a decent writer, and through the writing classes, I understood a few things more clearly and an even better writer now. I always enjoyed documentaries and stories on American history. I've gone to many history museums and battlegrounds through the years. The history I learned from Ronald Takaki's book, A Different Mirror, A History of Multicultural America, opened my eyes to other parts of United States history I had not been exposed to before. For that, I am very appreciative. This class made me look at the lives of other people differently. And speaking of history, I have admired art through the years. The first time I saw artworks by famous artists was in 2004 while on a trip to Las Vegas. The Wynn collection was on display, and I saw paintings by Monet and Rembrandt. I was so intrigued. The art history class offered through the Clementi program taught me so much about art through the centuries. I have a better understanding and even more appreciation now than I did before. I had the opportunity a couple of months ago to visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art in Manhattan, New York, and knew what to look for and what various elements of the artwork meant. I will continue to reread and refer to our textbook, The Story of Art. It's a great book. In philosophy, we looked at subjects such as love, empathy, lying, changing your mind, anger, ethics, death, and the meaning of life. Many of us dug deep throughout about these subjects. For me, the class brought several situations in my life up to the surface. I opened up about personal experiences and shared them with the class. A few tears were shed. This class has many valuable lessons to take with us as we continue to go through our journeys. And with a few more classes, Professor, I really think we would have figured out the meaning of life. A few weeks ago, I had to fill out a form and it asked about my education. I always checked off the box, high school or equivalent. For the first time, I checked off the box, some college. Now that our time in this program has come to an end, I truly hope to continue my education. I want to earn a degree in business and a degree in humanities. I will be starting a new job soon, and I think my time in the Clementi program will help me be a better employee and manager with the people that I will be working with. And I also think Roberto Clemente said it best when he said, if you have a chance to accomplish something that will make things better for people behind you, and you don't do that, you are wasting your time on this earth. Today, I stand before you, a graduate from the Clemente program. This is something I have never done. Today, I received a graduation certificate, my first, and hopefully not my last. Now, going back to the words in at the beginning from Green Day. We will all have situations that may or may not be turning points in our lives, and we may face forks in the road in our future. We will have to use our intuition and knowledge to direct us on which path to take. These are tests in our life's journeys. Don't ask why. Things in life are unpredictable. We learn which path to take because of our experiences and knowledge we gain in life and through time. In the end, we make the right decisions for ourselves. With your decisions in your journey through life, I hope you have the time of your life.